Hey again, this is Miss Wilkes, and we're covering Chapter 3 for percentages of our 2503 course. Write a percentage to represent the shaded region. Excuse me, that says portion. Let me try to read better. Okay, so I noticed that 1, 2, 3 little chunks are shaded. 3 out of, and there's 2 that were not shaded, so 5 total pieces. 3/5, if we made that go to 100, since per cent literally means per 100, like a century is 100 years, per is the fraction line. So we're going to multiply both of these components by 20. So 60 hundredths, meaning 60%. Given the percent of that, round is indicated. So the tenths place. Right here, this is the tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths. So in that tenths place, I'm looking at 66.52. And your eyes need to be on the 2. If it's a 5 or higher, fly over. She's not, though. So it's lower than a 5, which means our answer is just that 66.5. Pardon me. To the hundredths position, we're going to look beside the hundredths, which has a 7. The 7 is greater than a 5. That's that middle number between 1 and 10. Since 7 is higher, we're going to come over. So your 2 is actually going to be bumped up. So you're going to be at 66.53. You added 1 to that hundredths position. 66.53%. Okay. Lots of reading in this question. The 4 blood types are this. Given the percent body types for people in a certain country, calculate the percent for AB. So when I'm looking for my AB, and it's that little piece that's a question mark, you're going to take these cute little babies, and you're adding all of these together. 44 plus 10 plus 41 will put us at 95. Percents are out of 100, which means the piece that's missing has to be 5%. Since 100% minus 95% gives us 5%. Determine the decimal and percent equivalents, which is just a really fancy word for equal value for these given fractions. So 9/50ths. We perhaps recognize that if we multiply by 2, that'll bring us to that 100 denominator. Love her. 9 times 2 is 18. So 18 hundredths is the same thing as 0.18. And then if you move that decimal 2 places to the right, it's going to be 18%. We also noticed it was here because it was 18 per 100. It was already written as a percent on there. This one, maybe you remember this from the last little lesson. I'm not positive. Do the do the underline, draw the line type thing, and I'd fill it in with 3 zeros. 875 thousandths. However, I mean, possibly maybe you're like, oh, I totally know how to reduce that. You can. It does. It's the same thing as 7/8. This is just one of those that I have memorized. Like, I remember 0.125 is the same thing as 1/8. And if I multiply that by 7, I'd get the 0.875. Okay. Move that 2 places to the right. 87.5% is where we're chilling. Mm. 8 1/4%. You would divide 1 and 4, which is the same thing as 0.25. And there's already a percent sign in the way. So we don't want to go towards the percent sign. You're going to move away from the percent sign. So by moving away, you're going this way. Did you notice that there's like an open little like loopy loop thingy-majig? So you're going to, ooh, sir, no thank you. You're going to fill this in with a 0. A 0. So we're going to put decimal point goes here. 0.825. You can put the leading 0. The platform that we work with doesn't care. To make it a fraction. Okay, this one's going to be so much fun. Okay, you're going to put the little underline, draw the line. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 10,825 10,000ths. And I recognize both of these as being divisible by 25. Quarters. 4, 8. Oh, just 40. So 400. And then on top, I'm so sorry, 33. So that'd be 33 hundredths. Excuse me, 33 400ths. Okay. Of 150 people surveyed recently in New York, 12% said they preferred a vacation in Florida. Find the number preferring Florida. Okay, so preferring, same verb, so we're chilling, we're okay with that. 12% is out of 100, right? I don't know how many people prefer it out of 150. So maybe you remember this thing, like we do like the cross products to multiply. We'll get to that later in our lives. You could also do 12% as a decimal and do 0.12 multiplying by 150. That's my preferred method. So if I multiply those two pieces, 18. So 18 people of the 150 prefer it. It is estimated that 27.5% of automobile crashes are caused by driver distractions. Pretend there's a space there, such as texting. If there are 17,110 automobile crashes in a study, what number would be caused by driver distractions? Round to the nearest whole number. Okay, so same thing as before. You can set it up as that percent proportion. I'm going to back it up to a decimal and do the decimal of 275 being multiplied by that 17 big old number. Grabbing my calculator. Un momento, por favor. Okay. That's a big number. Okay. And going to the nearest whole number, 0.2 is less than that 5. So it's literally just this piece that's right here. We would say it's 4,705 crashes. Bad distracted drivers. There are that many active lawyers living in the country. If almost 70% of these lawyers are male, find the percent of the lawyers who are female. So percents are always that 100%. So we need to do 100%, and we're subtracting 69.8%, which would derive a total 31, so 30.2%. Part B, the number of lawyers who are female. So I need an actual number, not a percentage. 30.2% is equivalent or equal to that little baby right there. And we're going to multiply her by that 1 million number that's chilling at the top of the question. 820. Calculator. This will give us 3,306,35 decimal 64. Okay, and we're talking about people. So like the number of people, we need like a whole number. This is going to make us round because the tens place is greater than 5, making our final answer 330,636 female lawyers. Good for them. A pharmaceutical sales representative earns a 12% monthly commission on all her sales above $3,000. Find her commission if her sales this month totaled over $25,000. Okay, a commission is like an incentive, like it's a bonus that you're getting. But did you notice they were trying to hide a word from us? Look. Right? So she doesn't earn that commission until she's over the $3,000. So if she's not above it, no commission. But obviously $25,000, she's above. before you do anything, get rid of that $3,000. So then we're at 22,500 right there. 12% is equivalent to the 0.12. Calculator. Nope. Hold on. 22500 times. Okay. And it's commission. So like your label for commission would be a $sign. Put it in front of the 2. Don't be a weird goose. A realtor sold a home for that much money. The commission was that of the sale price. However, she only received 65% of the commission, while 35% remains with the broker. Silly brokers. Find the amount of commission received by the realtor. Okay, so the first thing mathematically that we're going to read on this is we need 6% of the sale price. So 6% yield, 6% of the 239. 239,200. Okay, we're at 14,352. I don't care if you put commas or not. Live your best life. So from here, because we care about the realtor is the 65% number, so we don't really even need this 35%. It's a distractor component. So we're going to multiply our 14,000 number by our 65 number. Notice that I changed the 65% into a decimal. So hold on, I'm gonna multiply these two together times 0.65. 9328.8 is literally what my calculator says. I need to make it look like money. Money goes to decimal places. So $9,328 and that's the decimal, 80 cents. You're halfway, darlings. Solve for the base in the following. 33 lab tests are 7.5% of blank lab tests. When they're referencing base, they're trying to find the base, like the denominator of what's missing. Your percent, if you write her as a decimal, so it'd be 0.075. So 33 will be equal to 0.075 of that, like, value, the space that we're looking for. You're going to divide both sides by 0.075. After dividing, you're going to be at 440. Why did I write 3/4? I'm a silly goose. So 440 would be our total for our lab tests. Do you remember the little, like this? Is divided by of is equal to percent divided by 100. That's like your proportion. You can also say it's part, and this is whole. And I don't know if you noticed, like where it said the word are, that's in the same verbiage as the word is. Just a way, if it helps you, if you'd rather solve by cross products. 15 miles is for the equal sign. 40% of, so 0.40 of is the multiplication sign. And I don't know what goes here. So I'm going to divide by that 0.4, or the 0.40 if you'd rather have that. Okay. And I get 37.5 for my x. My stylus is dying, so it's putting these extra lines. I'm sorry. 68.25 is of, so this would be the same thing as 3.25% or 0.0325. So we're going to divide both sides by 0.0325 so we can get that blank spot by itself. 2100. 2100. And that'd be dollars, but all good. 221 students attended a play in the school theater. If this figure represents 34% of the total school enrollment, how many students are enrolled at the school? So we were going to take our 221 and we're dividing that by our 34%. Again, percent to decimal. That'd be 650. When they are saying like how many aren't enrolled, that would be like the total that's missing. So if you're preferring to do those percent proportions, you'd have the 221 out of X and the 34 out of the 100. So then whenever you like cross multiply, you'd have your 34X is equal to 221 being multiplied by 100, dividing by 34 to isolate to get X by itself. So notice up here, this being divided by this is literally the same thing as this. Same answers. A person is raising money to go on a marching band spring tour. He needs to raise $700. So far he has raised $441. What percent has he attained? Which is just like a fancy big world word for like how much has he earned so far. So we're going to do our 441 being divided by 700. That's all I have to do. So whenever I put that in, decimal is 0.63. And then I have to make that a percent. So I'm going to move my decimal 2 places to the right. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. So it's 63% sign. In a recent survey of 80 nurses, 61 were unhappy with their jobs due to the difficult working hours and work-related stresses. Go figure, I'm so sorry for them. Find the percent unhappy with their jobs. So unhappy, still unhappy. We're going to do 61 being divided by 80. Calculator says 0.7625. And again, you need it to be a percentage, so go 2 places to the right. So this is the same as this percentage. Advertising expenditures for Bailey's Roofers are shown to the right. What percent of the total advertising expenditures is spent on miscellaneous? Oh, this 905. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take all of these numbers and add all of them together. Okay, let's cross our fingers. I just found a total, and it was at 13,015. Wait. Yes. I thought my brain switched that around. Okay, you're going to take that 905 number, and that's the part. The 13,000 is the total or the whole number. So 905 being divided by the 13,000 number. We're at 0.0695. And, okay, in this one, whenever I go like this, I'm at 6.95%. But I remember this on the homework. They actually wanted us to go to the nearest hundredths place. So let me fix that really quickly. That's going to be 0.07. So now I can say that it's 7%. Because I had to like bring it, oops, excuse me. I had to bring this one, and it rounded my 6 into a 7. So 7% would be our answer. Okay, this is just a math statement, making sure y'all were good on it. When computing a percent increase or decrease, the original value is used as the base. Again, your base is your denominator. Would you please make sure that you have this beautiful formula? And because it's percentages, you're going to multiply the cute little baby by 100. If you want to put 100 over 1, okay. But that'll give you your x as a percentage. If you don't multiply by 100, then it's a decimal. Multiply by 100, please, and thank you. Okay, so Grady got a raise from 1650 to 1849. So we're going to do ours. We're going to do our 1849. I'm sorry, 1848. The original amount divided by the original amount. So on top, if I subtract, I'm at $1.98. My brain, come on, dude. Okay, and then dividing. Okay, don't stop. Percent, right? So this is equivalent to 12%. We multiplied it by 100. 2 places to the right. Oh, I can't read the whole question. Determine the percent increase or decrease for the change in each value. Is the change in X a percent increase or decrease? They're not asking about Y's. I think on the homework, I think it only had me do one of these. So I'm Xing. The original is 10. The new is 14. Did you get bigger or smaller? Bigger. So bigger means it's an increase, which means my answer should come out as a positive. If it comes out as a negative, actually we'll get there in a minute. Just, hold on, I'm so sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So new number minus the old original divided by the old original. That would give us 4/10. If I multiply by 10, 4 times 10, 10 times 10, I'm at 40 out of 100, or 40%. I made that the same thing as this. I just didn't write it down. Okay. Last one. Between 2010 and 2018, the estimated pop of a city declined from this to that. What was the percent decrease to the nearest tenth? Okay, so new number minus the old original. So we're going to do the 601 number. Oh, my heavens. Don't do that. 3, 2, 7. Minus the old original divided by the old original. My handwriting's going away. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay. On top, notice that your answer is going to be a negative. And we're dividing by that same denominator with my really bad handwriting. Hold on. Okay. That gave me, I'm going to just write on the left side, I apologize. I got a negative 0.053. And if I'm going to the nearest tenth, my 3 is less than a 5, so it's negative 0.05. Whenever you switch this to a decimal, or excuse me, to a percentage, that's negative 5% because you go 1, 2 to the right, like you multiply by 100. When you type it in the computer, type 5%. They've already identified it as a decrease. If they would have said, what's the percent of change, then you could say negative 5%. But percent decrease, decrease already means they know it's supposed to be a negative, so don't double negative it. All right. That was chapter 3, percentages. Good job, everyone. Appreciate y'all sticking with me.